I'm Mrs. Hasmer, and today is a mystery lab of the look-alike powders. So we're going to observe physical properties of matter, and we're going to observe chemical changes of matter, and we're also going to provide an experience in problem solving. Okay, so the mystery is Mrs. Bradford's class was preparing for the Mother's Day program on Thursday. They planned to make the refreshments themselves. The lunchroom manager volunteered to donate the ingredients. And when the ingredients were delivered to their classroom, the students checked each item off a master list as it was unpacked. They were missing baking powder and baking soda. And in the bottom of the box were two unlabeled containers of white powder. And the question is how did Mrs. Bradford's class identify the two powders? So there's a way to do that. And I'm going to give you some background information so you know how to figure out which powder is which. Okay, so matter can be described by its properties. Size, shape, color, texture, and taste are physical properties that can be determined by using your senses. Matter can be changed physically and chemically. Physical changes do not alter the chemical composition of matter. Tearing paper is a physical change. Chemical changes result in a new matter with different properties. Burning paper is a chemical change. When a powder and a liquid are combined and bubbles appear, a gas has been produced. The gas is new matter with properties different from the liquid of the powder. Baking soda and baking powder both form carbon dioxide when mixed with vinegar, but only baking powder forms carbon dioxide when mixed with water. Okay? And we're going to do this online. So anyways, if you were going to do this at home, you would need baking soda, baking powder, vinegar, water, paper plates, and plastic spoons. Okay, and we were going over the scientific methods. So the problem for this experiment would be which powder will react to both vinegar and water, baking soda or baking powder. And we're going to form a hypothesis. You could say, I think baking soda will react to both. I think baking powder will react to both. I don't think either will react. And then we're going to perform the experiment. And as I do the experiment, I'm going to move this away from here so I can put the baking powder and baking soda up there, and you can figure out which one's which. But you're going to write your observations. So this would be like your analyze the data for state the problem. And I'm just going to show you the last sheet. So, and then at the end, you're going to draw your conclusion and say which one's which. Okay. So this is we're going to put this here and move this down so you can see it better. Okay. And then I'm gonna. This is baking soda, and I'm gonna put water on it. As you see, there's no reaction there. Now I'm gonna put a tablespoon of vinegar on top of the baking soda. So you definitely see bubbles here. So for your observations, just gonna move it up for a minute. So your observations with water, you should put no reaction. And then with water and then baking soda with vinegar, you should put a reaction and put bubbles. Bubbles formed, okay? And so now I'm going to give you the baking powder, and we're going to do the same exact thing and see what happens, okay? So now I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of water, okay? And that's bubbling. You can hear it fizzle a little. And that's the baking powder. So for baking powder, put reaction bubble. And then 1 tablespoon of vinegar. And that one's really reacting. You can hear the bubble, hear it bubbling up. Okay, so make sure you put your conclusion. So we know they said if it reacted to both, it would be baking powder. That's how they would find out which one was which for their experiment, to find out which powder was which. And then, like I said, put your conclusion there. If you like my channel, please subscribe.